The first time it happens you might laugh. Or maybe you feel a little uncomfortable. You bend down to tie your shoes and suddenly, cold nose presses right against your backside. It feels awkward, funny, and just a little strange. But here's the thing to your dog, this behavior is neither awkward nor funny. It's one of the most important ways they understand who you are, how you feel, and even whether you're healthy. Today, we're going to peel back the layers of this unusual, but fascinating dog behavior. By the end of this video, you'll never look at a curious sniff the same way again. You'll see that when your dog goes straight for your butt, isn't just being silly, it's communicating, learning, and connecting with you in a way that runs deep in its evolutionary history. So, let's dive in. Why dogs are obsessed with smell. Dogs live in a world of scent. For humans, vision is the dominant sense. We see first, ask questions later. But for dogs, smell. Their noses contain up to 300 million scent receptors compared to our 5 million. To put it in perspective, if you can smell a spoonful of sugar in a cup of tea, a dog could smell that same spoonful of sugar in an Olympic-sized swimming pool. That's how powerful their sense of smell is. And dogs don't just smell what something is, they smell time, emotion, and story. A single sniff can tell them whether another dog passed by hours ago, whether that dog was nervous, sick, or in heat. Smell for dogs is like reading a full biography written in invisible ink. And that brings us to the strange, but very telling reason they sniff your butt. The secret glands that give you away. What most people don't know is that humans, and animals, carry chemical signals in sweat, skin, and, yes, in certain hidden glands near the buttocks. Dogs are wired to detect these signals because, for them, that's where the most concentrated scent information is found. When your dog presses its nose to your backside, it's not being rude, it's locating your personal ID card. This scent carries information about your hormones, your diet, your mood, and even changes in your health. Think about it. While we humans exchange handshakes or ask, "How are you?" dogs exchange deep biological information in just a sniff. A social greeting in the dog world. Imagine walking into a crowded room and being able to instantly tell who's confident, who's nervous, who's friendly, who's hiding something, without anyone saying a word. That's what dogs achieve with their noses. When dogs greet each other, the first thing they do is head straight for the rear end. It's not random. And it's not impolite in their world, it's the fastest and most reliable way to gather the truth about another dog. Now, translate that to humans. When your dog greets you with a sniff at your butt, it's the same instinct. They're checking in. Who are you today? How do you feel? Have you been around other animals? Did you eat something new? To them, it's a polite, meaningful conversation. To us, it's just a little embarrassing. They're not just curious. They're protective. Here's something that might surprise you. Your dog isn't just sniffing to satisfy curiosity. In many cases, it's also checking your well-being. Dogs have been trained to detect cancer, diabetes, seizures, and even stress levels, all through scent. Some studies suggest they can smell drops in blood sugar before you feel it yourself. So, when your dog noses around your backside, part of what it's doing is scanning for signs of change. Maybe you've been stressed at work. Maybe your diet shifted, or maybe your hormones are fluctuating. Your dog may sense those changes before you're consciously aware of them. Explains why some dogs suddenly seem clingy, or more interested in sniffing when their owners are sick, pregnant, or under emotional strain. Isn't random, it's instinct mixed with loyalty. You might wonder, why not my hand or face? Why go straight for the awkward spot? The answer is simple. Certain glands near the butt release pheromones, chemical messengers that carry layers of information. While your hands may carry traces of what you've touched, and your clothes may carry sense of where you've been, your butt is like the unfiltered truth. That's where your body reveals its most authentic signals. To a dog, ignoring this spot would be like skipping the most important chapter in a book. But sniffing isn't just about biology, it's about bonding. When your dog sniffs you, it's creating a stronger emotional connection. Dogs use smell to create memories, and by repeatedly sniffing you, they're reinforcing the imprint of who you are. Think of it like this: every time your dog smells you, it's saying, "This is my person." This scent means safety, love, and home. That's why dogs often bury their noses into laundry, shoes, or even into the bed where you've been sleeping. It's not just comfort, its identity. So when your dog sniffs your butt, yes, it's gathering information, but it's also reaffirming its bond with you. But is it ever a problem? Now, practical. Is butt sniffing something you should encourage, stop, or ignore? The truth is, it depends. For most dogs, sniffing is natural and harmless. If it becomes excessive or directed towards strangers, it can get awkward fast. Imagine inviting a guest over and your dog immediately goes for the rear. Exactly a warm welcome. In those cases, training helps. Redirect your dog with a toy, a command, or a treat. Teach them alternative ways to greet humans, sitting calmly or sniffing a hand instead. It's not about suppressing their instinct. It's about guiding it towards socially acceptable behaviors. Why dogs sniff strangers too? Here's where it gets even more interesting. Dogs don't just sniff their owners, they sniff strangers too. Ever wondered why? Because they're trying to make sense of unfamiliar territory. A stranger's scent can reveal whether they have pets at home, whether they're nervous, or even what they've eaten recently. In fact, studies show dogs can detect traces of other animals clinging to a stranger's clothes. This explains why some dogs instantly warm up to certain people and remain suspicious of others. Their nose already made a judgment call long before their eyes or ears did. How this connects to ancient instincts? If we zoom out, behavior connects back to dogs' ancestors, wolves. In wolf packs, scent determines hierarchy, safety, and mating. Wolves sniff each other constantly to maintain order in the group. Who's dominant? Who's submissive? Who's ready to mate? It's all written in smell. When your domesticated dog sniffs you, it's acting out a deeply ingrained instinct that's thousands of years old. Even though your dog now lives in a world of couches, leashes, and kibble, that primal behavior is still alive. Stories that prove the power of dog noses. Consider this: there have been countless stories of dogs alerting owners to health problems through sniffing. One woman reported her dog persistently sniffing her side. She later discovered a tumor. Another person's dog wouldn't stop nosing around their lower back, to be an early sign of kidney issues. These aren't isolated cases. Scientific research backs it up. Can detect cancer cells with up to 97% accuracy in some studies. They can smell changes in blood sugar, can even sense when a seizure is about to happen. So while we may giggle when a dog sniffs our butt, the truth is, their nose may be picking up something we'd never notice ourselves. Respecting the nose: the next time your dog sniffs you, pause for a moment. Instead of brushing it off as silly, recognize the depth of what's happening. This is your dog using its most powerful sense to connect, protect, and understand you. It's like having a built-in emotional scanner right in your home. That nose is constantly reading the story of your life, from the food you eat to the stress you carry, even to the invisible changes in your health. So what should you do the next time your dog's nose lands right where you least expect it? You don't have to encourage it, but don't punish it either. Redirect if needed, but remember, it's not misbehavior, it's biology. If you want to channel that instinct in positive ways, consider nose work games, scent training, or letting your dog explore smells on walks. The more you honor their nose, the more fulfilled they'll feel. Closing thoughts: at first glance, just look like an awkward habit. But when a dog sniffs your butt, it's really performing one of the most ancient, powerful acts in the animal kingdom. It's asking, who are you today? How are you feeling? Are you safe? Are you still mine? What feels embarrassing to us is reality. One of the deepest ways your dog says, I know you, I understand you, and I care about you. So the next time it happens, instead of feeling uncomfortable, smile. Because behind that sniff is a bond that stretches back thousands of years, a bond built on trust, protection,